As a miracle nears, Ralph sprints uphill, a tiny twig within a fire. In gym, he chats animatedly with friends. The youthful restlessness swells up like a balloon once again. An elderly Santa wannabe pops up, inviting him to join the marathon, proclaiming it will be a miracle. Ralph's hope balloons, and he rushes to tell the principal the subtitles. He firmly believes that he will win the Boston Marathon and create his very own miracle. Trust me, you really can't achieve any miracles. You aren't trying to run to Brazil, are you? You must really be out of your mind. Ralph clearly lied to the priest. But during his training sessions, he wheezes after just 1 kilometer. Mr. Porter has to summon him and breaks the news that he can't compete with the principal. Forget about those miracles. Regardless of what others think, Ralph is steadfast in his belief and concocts a brilliant. He decides to use a bike to speed up, but friends pedal hard. Ralph soon falls and is dragged down. They kindly warn him finishing a marathon is impossible. Not to mention that the principal also poses an obstacle. After each training session, Ralph makes sure to visit the hospital. He wants his mother to smell different scents, hoping to jog her memory. Coincidentally, the girl he likes shows up, and after learning the reason, she hands Ralph a book she has prepared ages ago. After sleepless nights of research, he decides to train using a month-like regimen that boosts both running and willpower. Let's do it! He runs uphill with weights, jumps into icy water, and runs backward to strengthen leg muscles. But he thinks that's not enough, so he starts sanding his knees with sandpaper and kneeling in alcohol plates, completely unfazed by his classmates' laughter. No matter how the passers-by stare at him, he just keeps doing what he believes is right, as if creating miracles is his only thought. The result? He ends up past. The nurse cheerfully tells him that if he really wants to train, he can follow her to the training room. He lifts weights while studying about marathon. Unbeknownst to him, he discovers that Mr. Porter was a professional marathoner. The next day when he asks him, Porter deflects the topic. After 2 months of training, Ralph decides to join the local long-distance race to test his training results. Conveniently, it falls on Christmas. He carries a Christmas tree to visit his mother, but is denied by a new nurse citing visiting hours, despite dragging up the nurse's sister's name. Left with no choice, Ralph wanders away, imagining the reunion with his mother at the hospital entrance. Next day at the race, others wore sweaters, but he, foolishly in a tank top, shook like a leaf. The gun sounded, and he sprinted. But he has no clue he can't finish the whole course like this. Mr. Porter notices his determination, and sure enough, Ralph is wiped out. He loses the race in splendid fashion and realizes he has 14 weeks until the marathon. To make up for his shortcomings, he starts doing stair workouts every day. Perhaps when you work hard at something, the world will lend a hand. Mr. Porter, moved by Ralph's persistence, decides to train him himself. He teaches him running rhythm and breathing techniques. The nurse does her utmost to train him, and his former mocking classmates change their attitude. He uses his teacher's techniques, running through forests, over waterfalls, beyond dawn. He races through every corner of town, then arrives at his mother's hospital bed, sharing the results of his training journey. Ultimately, he firmly declares, "Mom, we're calling it a day. This is taking forever." However, Ralph doesn't know the principal found his signature fake and is planning to send him to an orphanage. At night, Ralph pulls out the teacher, insisting that training in the rain would hone his skills. Timing starts and Ralph bolts forward. His speed starts to dwindle. By the last lap, the teacher hands Ralph the stopwatch, telling him to complete it on his own. After saying this, he turns to leave, and Ralph's heart swells with ambition as he dashes toward the finish line, but not long after, Mr. Burke, he wants to see just how much potential this kid has. Ralph keeps shouting monk to motivate himself. The rain soaks him to the bone, but can't extinguish his thirst for miracles. Just as he's about to give in, the Christmas dress man reappears. He reminds Ralph to relax his arms, and he represents the belief in Ralph's heart. The stopwatch isn't just time, but a symbol of hope to wake his mother. His speed increases, flying like he's airborne. Final time, 4:25. This marks his fastest time ever. Mr. Burke can't help but sigh, while Ralph's resolute reply carries a hint of bittersweetness. The next day, the town hosts another race, and no doubt Ralph snags first place. Upon hearing the news, the principal is furious and calls in Mr. Burke to unleash a tirade. He warns him not to assist Ralph anymore and just focus on his own little patch. Yet, Mr. Burke still wants to fight for Ralph's chance, but the principal firmly puts his foot down. With no way around it, Mr. Burke informs Ralph of the news. However, aware he might get expelled, Ralph resolutely states that it's all for the Boston Marathon. He sold all valuable items at home. Friends warned him he'd risk expulsion. Thus he'll be the laughing stock of the entire school. But at this point, Ralph couldn't care less. All he wants is for his mother to wake up soon. Ralph is instantly exposed. He has always believed miracles could bring back his mother, but now all his friends deny it. His two best buddies end up in a fistfight. As the race day looms closer, Ralph's mood grows darker. He plays music for his mother as usual, but his friends' words start to shake his resolve. Starting from a gentle call to being unable to endure the pain any longer, he screams out in agony, "Wake up! Wake up! Jesus, Mary, Joseph, and Ralph, what exactly are you doing? I thought the music would wake her up, but she doesn't wake. I know. Sweetheart, he's just a 14-year-old kid who needs his parents' love too. Back home, he tosses all his clothes into the fireplace to burn. He feels an avalanche of pain and helplessness, unable to fathom why other kids can easily get their parents' love while he struggles so hard. Eventually, he drifts off into subtitles. A flame from the fireplace ignites his clothes. When Ralph reacts, the fire has grown. He stumbles out, kneels, and slowly lies down. His father dead, mother in coma. Now his last sanctuary is in flames. The next day, the principal comes to console him, saying not to grieve too much. He plans to have Ralph stay at a friend's and asks if he still wants to run the marathon.